Hello everyone and welcome to Everything Star Wars. Today there might be a problem with the Millennium Falcon Ride at Galaxy's Edge, and we're going to go over that today. I hope they get this straightened out. Let's read the article. Right now. Hey, welcome back to Everything Star Wars, and today we're going to go over the Millennium Falcon at Galaxy's Edge, and there's a problem. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. First off, I just want to say, if this is the first time you're here, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so I can continue to give you everything that is Star Wars. Welcome to the channel. And for all those who are now my family members, 110 of you, I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy today's content. Galaxy's Edge, Millennium Falcon. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, Disney is tweaking the Millennium Falcon Ride at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. When Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens at Disney theme parks next year, guests are going to be waiting in line for hours to experience the yet-to-be titled Millennium Falcon Ride. It is completely interactive, motion simulator attraction, in which the ship's flight is impacted by the rider's decisions. But a new report suggests that Disney has hit a few snags during the testing phase. So keep watching this video to learn why. The Millennium Falcon Ride. On a recent episode of Disney Dish Podcast, theme park expert Jim Hill, an extremely reliable source of Disney park information, laid out what guests can expect from the ride. There are 6 seats inside of the pilot compartment. In order to ensure that this thing has decent capacity, there are 7 pods in operation at any one time. So that's 42 people who are piloting the Millennium Falcon at any one time. I'm hearing a 3.5 minute ride cycle. Again, you're seated inside the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, but you're looking out from that window that we've all seen from the film. In order to pull off that effect, again, the capsule moves in conjunction with the imaginary you're looking out, basically in a circular space, sort of a half dome. That all aligns with what we've previously heard about this attraction, and the fact that there are 6 seats in each cockpit even matches with the piece of concept art that we've seen. I'll try to leave in the description below. You can see all the Galaxy's Edge videos down below. So click down below for the description for the Galaxy Edge videos I've done. For comparison's sake, 7 pods running simultaneously and a 3.5 minute ride cycle would mean the attraction could have a maximum of 870 riders per hour, which is about half of Pandora's Flight of Passage, or a quarter of the amount of the old school ride like Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you know what this means? That the lines for this thing are going to be out of control. The problem with the interactivity in a theme park ride. Hill went on to talk a little about the interactivity. Initially, they wanted real interaction. They wanted, depending on which side of the 6 seats you're occupying inside the Millennium Falcon, your actions directly impact what happens. To the point where if you don't do your job, the Millennium Falcon crashes and the ride is over. So it sounds pretty cool, right? Here comes the catch. The idea of the Falcon crashing may have been floated, but at 2017's Star Wars Celebration, we learned that riders won't actually be able to crash the ship, but you could almost destroy it. which would have implications for the rest of your trip to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Disturbance in the Force. Ironically, it's the attraction's innovative interactivity that's proving to be a thorn in Disney's side at the moment. He'll continue to ask for how much time Disney has to make those tweaks. Hill said he's hearing that the construction team wants to finish the park by the end of April, so there's enough time to train the staff and get annual pass holders an early look before the grand opening next summer. If you're basing a ride experience around the concept of true interactivity, how can you ensure a pleasant experience for everyone? That's a tough question, maybe an impossible one. And Disney has a few months left to figure it all out. Problem solving. This is not a happy moment, Hill says. The worry right now is that they've delivered an amazing ride experience for 10% of the guests, and the other 90% are going to have, whether it's tech issues or they're going to be frustrated with the other people in the cabin who aren't holding up their end. There's some tweaking going on. So they're going to be frustrated. Unless you're at the park with a group of 5 friends and you're going to be mixed in with another party on this ride. And there's no guarantee those people will be at performing the individual roles required for you flying the ship. Imagine how angry you would be if you stood in line for hours only to have someone not even in your group who has been paired up to your ride vehicle and completely destroy the ship while piloting the attraction. Disney isn't interested in hearing complaints all day from pissed off tourists. They want everyone to be happy, so they'll pay exorbitant amounts of money to come back and do it all over again. And, as we've written previously, what happens on your flight will have a ripple effect that will follow you throughout the park. By the way, this comes from Film. Just wanted to let you know. This is where the article comes from. And some of the words are messed up, so I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get through this. I don't understand what's going on with this typing here from these professionals, but I'm like, my God, what's going on? If you know what you're doing, then the original version of the Millennium Falcon experience was insane. You could have multiple rides with infinite outcomes. But the problem is, they've been doing the play testing in and around Glendale. They've been recruiting people to come in, and they've been making a point of, initially, they were bringing groups of friends together. Then they were bringing individuals who don't know one another. So it's not a question of if they could quickly build a team or assign roles or that sort of thing. What they're finding is it's frustrating people more than it's entertaining people. So that's what's going on. It's not that they're having a problem with the construction. What they're having a problem with is that they're sitting here saying, well, first off, it's going to be slower, which is going to take a lot of time for you to get online, you wait on this long line, maybe in the heat, because I don't know if it's all indoors. And by the time you finally go, keep in mind it's only 3.5 minutes. You could be waiting there an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours just to ride this. That's a long time. And then you're there and you're doing everything you're supposed to do, and you're with whoever, and it's all the other people, because it takes 6 people. So if you don't have a group of 6 and you waited hours and someone messed this all up and it affects your entire day and this is not what you wanted, you're going to be very angry. And you said, I'm not going to do this again. But they want you to do this again. And it would make sense that they want you to do this again, because you only come once. I mean, come on. What's the point? They want you to come over and over. That's the whole point, to get you in. They'll get me in, that's for sure. Will they get me in over and over again? Sure, I'll go back a couple times. I want to do it. But do I want to wait hours and hours and hours for someone to ruin it for me? If I ruin it myself, okay, it's my fault. My thought is, why not do on an individual basis? Then base it on individual effort. And it's the individual's fault. This way, it doesn't take one bad apple to ruin it for the whole bunch, because that isn't fair. And I think that would be the simple solution. Just have it individually, on individual performance. You could rate people on individual performance. They could have a scale on each seat. 90%. You got 85. You got a 52. You got a 22. And just base it on the individuals, and then let the individual suffer. So if they don't do the right thing and they crash the ship, it's their fault, that something went wrong, then hey, they should be the ones who are at fault, not the whole party. I think that is not right. That's just how I feel. I think that would solve all the issues. Just make it individually, and you'll have a fine experience. Everybody, and maybe you do want to mess up. Maybe you want to see what would happen if I crash this thing. Right? I do a horrible job. I crash this thing. What would happen with my day? Because you know what? I have no idea what's going to happen either way. And wouldn't we all like to try it twice just to see what happens if we do it perfectly and everything's great and we fly it right? And what happens if we don't? It's kind of like, if you ever played The Force Unleashed, at the end of the game, you come up to a point where you can choose the dark side or the light side. So I chose both because I played twice. I said I want to try what happens when I do the dark side and what happens when I do the light side. I wanted to see both endings, and I got that, and I was very happy. And I think this is what a normal person would want to do. I want to see what happens if I mess up, and what happens if I do it perfectly, or I do a really great job. So that's my thought. My thought is they should do it individually. This would solve the whole thing. But what do you think? Are you going to see Galaxy's Edge? Are you interested in seeing Galaxy's Edge? Are you interested in being in the Falcon? What do you think they should do? Do you think I'm right? Do you think that they should do something else? Well, no matter what, I'll tell you this much. I'm really pumped for Galaxy's Edge. If there's ending in 2019, I'm pumped for Celebration. I'm pumped for the Clone Wars. I'm pumped for Galaxy's Edge. And I'm still tell you, I am excited for Episode 9. I'm not going to let The Last Jedi ruin it for me. I'll give you this expression. You can't always drive a car and look in the rearview mirror. You know why? Because everybody's going to pass you by. So I'm not going to sit there and look behind me at The Last Jedi. I'm going to look forward. And like I've told everybody on all my comments, rebellions are built on hope. I have hope. You should too. So I'm looking forward to Galaxy's Edge. I definitely want to do this. The Star Wars Hotel, the whole 9. I think it's very exciting. Tell me what you think in the comments section. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Smash that like button. And I hope everything is well with you. Thank you again, family members. 110 Everything Star Wars family members. Appreciate it. I love you guys. This is Rob Delavis for all of us who love everything that is Star Wars. Take care. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.